So the new Call of Duty is only going to have paid loot boxes and exclusive content on PlayStation 4. What's your message to them?
Fuck them. Fuck them. Is like a gangster. Fuck him.
Let's fit in a break.
Let me say something.
It's in the game.
He's come along and he's done things we say over and over again. That we're in a terrible situation. Period. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Is like a gangster. Fuck him.
Let's fit in a break.
Let me say something.
Activision.
So we'll march day and night by the big cooling tower. They have the plan.
There's protesters everywhere outside. I don't know what to do. What do we do, Activision?
Okay.
What do we do?
Here we go. This is the plan, right?
What?
What we're going to do is we're going to have a meeting about this issue,
Thank God.
and you're going to tell people that we had the meeting, okay?
And then we're gonna fix it, right?
No, we're going to have a meeting, and then we're going to tell people that we had a meeting so people think we're going to fix it, but we're not going to do shit.
So we're gonna have a meeting and then not do anything about it. I see. Everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's going to be just fine.
Should I tell them now? Oh, media outlet! Oh, we're having a meeting! I promise we're having a meeting, we're gonna fix it! Hello everyone, I got my double hat on for the double fail that is COD at the moment. Lawbreakers, Anthem.
Nice.
It works.
Well played.
Okay, I'm gonna not keep this on. But
So,
anyway.
the normal level of controversy for a Call of Duty game, this is requisite. This feels about par for course, right?
Yep.
Obviously, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, people are excited about it because Call of Duty is always the biggest selling game of the year. It's quite nuts. But this one has had a few story beats in the lead up. So the first one was about just how sort of like gritty the game feels. Some games journalists actually felt as though the game should be sort of censored. It shouldn't be released in its current state because it's too realistic in its portrayal of war.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
I think that's pretty fucking dumb. But anyway, what do you do,
Yeah.
right? Number two, there was the white phosphorus. And that's a kill streak reward where, you know, you can drop white phosphorus and...
Definitely legal.
So-
everywhere in the world.
And people are like, hey man, nuclear weapons, that's fine. We can have those as kill streaks, but white phosphorus, man,
Yeah.
we're crossing a line there,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
So again, a number of games journalists are very upset about that. Those sort of stories, though, everyone can kind of just laugh at that because it's like, lol, that's not happening, and then everyone moves on with their
that's
life.
usually what happens with games media.
Exactly right. And but these other stories started to pick up steam, and they related to the way that COD was being monetized and carved up. So the first story was around the existence of supply drops in the game. Sam, why don't you take this?
Okay, supply drops, everyone. It's just a nice little shitty name for loot boxes. Okay.
It is.
Now they've included it in this game again, of course, but this time it looks like you cannot actually earn them at all through the game. It is only going to be through the actual cash shop.
Correct.
Fuck them.
And there's also been conflicting stories about what these things would contain. So, for example, people say that it'll only contain weapon variants. Other people say that it will actually contain real weapons. So, like, as in full weapons that could be best in slot weapons.
Pay to win.
It's definitely been the case in previous CODs where some of the best weapons were locked behind their loot boxes. So, it stands to reason that they would absolutely do that again because it's Activision.
I mean,
we're
it's
talking
Activision.
about, right?
I have faith in them. Don't worry, guys.
So that was that story. People sort of moved on from that story though, because it's like, dude, Activision gone to Activision. Like, of
Yep.
course, there's going to be loot boxes in a Call of Duty game. What the hell do you
It's
expect?
literally like an EA game coming out with loot boxes. I'm like, oh, is that really the news today? I guess
right.
we'll do it. It's that kind of thing.
This story got much, much larger though this week when during the State of Play from Sony, they dropped a story trailer, and at the back of it, they had a little bit talking about their whole, like, you know, Spec Ops survival mode, and at the very bottom of that, some tiny little text being like, oh, by the way, this is exclusive to PS4 for a full year. PC and Xbox players can't get this. And by the way, COD is an annual franchise.
An annual franchise.
It dies after a year, man. No one plays it after that. Like,
It's
what the hell?
There's no point of... Yeah, it's probably the worst thing I think Activision's ever done in terms of features or exclusivity. I mean, can
Did you
think
not
of
play
anything worse?
Guitar Hero Live, Sam?
Oh my god, that's so true! Oh, that's another franchise they destroyed.
Unless he's crying, boo.
But
but COD they probably won't destroy because the hardcores and casuals will continue to come back.
They're
But
trying their best to
They
destroy
are trying
it.
their best. There was a huge outcry, of course, over Reddit and Twitter and YouTube and whatever. It seems like a lot of people have gone and cancelled their pre-orders for Call of Duty.
So I'm very skeptical of this sort of information, and Sam will have a screenshot on screen now
If I can
of
find
the
it.
very famous Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 boycott, where gamers were like, we want to boycott COD. Day one, they're all playing COD,
Yeah.
right? So we even saw it recently with Borderlands
Borderlands.
3, where everyone's like, I'm not buying Borderlands 3. A lot of people end up buying
It's
Borderlands
not out
3, man.
until March 2020.
Yeah, it is, dude.
Biggest selling Borderlands ever.
So you know, I'm very skeptical of how much impact these sorts of movements have on publishers. I wish they had more influence.
Yeah.
I wish they worked. But I think the reality is that like most of the time publishers just shrug it off and keep moving.
Exactly, it's such an uphill battle. I mean, when your mates start playing, you can be angry as hell, but if everyone that you know is playing new Borderlands, you're going to jump on. And I think publishers and developers know this, so that's why they're kind of, a lot of the time, they don't really care about the backlash, because they've seen it before. People come back regardless of what's been going on prior to launch.
Well, this leads us to today's story about Call of Duty and some of the steps that they apparently are taking behind the scenes to address these concerns. This information comes from the Gaming Revolution YouTube, who is a COD YouTuber, I guess, maybe? I actually don't know who he is, but look, he's a very reliable COD leaker. He's been bang on the money on many stories relating to COD earlier, so it's likely he's also right about this one here to an extent. He posted up on Twitter recently the following. Activision and Infinity Ward apparently recently held a big meeting regarding my recent post about supply drops. The gist of it is that they have lost a ton of pre-orders with the recent news of Survival being delayed by a year on PC, Xbox, and the microtransactions news, and are thinking about giving players the options to earn them again. Nothing regarding microtransactions is set in stone, and like I've said countless times before, they are a constant work in progress, but my source wanted to let the community know they really care. Guys, Activision cares, man. Just remember that.
I'm sorry, you know what, Activision, I feel bad now.
I really do. Why do we question Activision?
They're so good.
They
you know?
care,
They
man.
make Guitar Hero live, man.
They care.
They do.
No, thanks.
Obviously, he actually had some proof of this as well. Like he posted up a screenshot of his discussion with someone else.
Yep, a DM.
It's not proof that he actually had the conversation because all the names are hidden or whatever else. But look, I doubt this guy's just making up bullshit because he has a track record that, you know, that speaks for
Yeah,
itself. So
yeah.
he's probably got a contact, and his contact probably did tell him this stuff, right?
It's hard to really know though, but like we can only go off what we've told,
Sure.
and there's a huge backlash. It's very timely that they would have some sort of discussion.
But my question is, does anyone really believe A, Activision gives a fuck about any of this?
Yeah.
And B, that they're gonna do anything long term? Like maybe, I would say maybe, they decide that they are going to like remove like the whole loot box thing where you can't earn them for maybe the first 2 or 3 months during the review
Not
cycle.
even that.
So they can say, oh, we listened, we learned, we changed things. So the whole news story can then become about like, oh yeah, good guy COD, good guy Activision, we love them.
Gotcha, bitch.
But they'll just go back to doing it straight away. They've always done it every single time.
Yeah.
How many times are people gonna fall for this? Like how many times?
And then, you know, YouTubers have to take their review off because they changed the monetization months on. We've seen it before,
Exactly
okay?
right.
We've seen it before. I do think a few months is generous, more like a couple of weeks. If we do see any sort of changes here, it's not because they genuinely care about the consumer. It's going to be like, how can we just get in their good books enough? We can make a huge amount of sales, then implement it for the people that stick around. The hardcore players, the casual players that aren't going to care so much about the conversation of microtransactions. That's probably where I think this is going to go. But again, are they actually having actual meetings? Maybe this is a fake leak, okay? Let's just
Fake
cover
news.
that. Could be fake news. Okay. Now, are they really... This is a strat, in my opinion, that they're just like saying they're having meetings so they show that they care. In reality, are they going to go back to the computer and like recode shit? Probably not, okay?
So this also
Probably
relates to
not.
a recent post from one of the developers who was pushing back against some of the darker, more toxic comments. And in Reddit, he was basically saying, look, we're people too. You know, what you say to us actually does hurt, so maybe just ease up. And then someone else responded and they're like, hey man, well, you're not really giving us the full information. So of course we're going to get angry about this, specifically about supply drops. And then this developer responded, he's like, listen man, just focus on official channels and not rumors. Just focus on the official, on the propaganda that we provide you.
So guys, ultimately, this is all going to either be an uneventful leak, nothing's going to actually come of it, or if they do in fact implement any changes, I bet you bottom dollar we're going to see what they've done with the previous COD. They're going to just implement shittier things as they go on.
Yeah, for sure.
And look, I mean, it's COD. Like, we were sitting here going, oh, we got to do this fucking story. You know why we got to do it? Because you got to know about it, but like, we just know what Activision's like. We just know this is all bullshit, and it's like EA level bullshit. Actually, is EA and I think Activision's worse than EA at the moment. Be cool.
Cool.
Be cool, everyone.
Cool. They did publish Sekiro, so that's one good thing
Okay,
Activision
fine.
did.
I'll give them that.
That's the one.
I'll give them that. They're going to do Sekiro Live. I'm looking forward to Sekiro Live.
Well, Sekiro is basically Guitar Hero, so it actually makes sense.
Yes,
you know?
it is. Perfect scores.
So guys, that's it. That's the news. We'll keep you updated as the story develops. We're likely to hear more. Until then,
Young out. Nice.
Fuck him. Is like a gangster. Fuck him.
Let's fit in a break.
Let me say something. It's in the game. He's come along and he's done things we say over and over again. That we're in a terrible situation. Period. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Is like a gangster. Fuck him.
Let's fit in a break.
Let me say something.
Division.